Hey everybody, and welcome to the BullSheepParty. And in this one we're going to be reviewing the newest vehicle added to the game, the Ruiner ZZ-8. As always, we're going to be taking a look at its exterior, its interior, the way it customizes in Los Santos Customs, and we're going to be fully upgrading it. And ultimately the goal of this video is to tell you if it's worth it, as the title suggests. And as always, we're going to be starting with the 360 around the vehicle, while I give you some facts about it. First off, this is, no surprises here, a muscle car. It's based on the 4th generation Pontiac Firebird, and it's gonna cost you $1.3 million if you want to buy it now. As for the interactivity the vehicle has, you can do this with it. You can open both doors, the hood and the trunk. And it should be mentioned that the engine part of the trunk is color matched to the exterior of the vehicle, which is pink in my case. More on that later. But yeah, in terms of interactivity, really cool. I really like the design of the engine, and all in all, I'm really excited about this vehicle. And there's a reason why we started this review a little bit earlier than usual in terms of the daytime in-game. But I'll show you more in just a bit. As for right now, let's jump inside, look at the interior, and listen to how the car sounds. I'm sorry, English, I can't really do it today. In any case, here we are on the inside, and as I believe this is an interior unique only to this vehicle, which is really cool. It looks very early 2000s, which is appropriate for the vehicle. As for how it sounds, you probably noticed on the engine block it said V8, and it definitely sounds like a V8. But something that I really wanted to showcase is look at how cool the headlights are. Look at how cool it looks. This is just awesome. This is why I wanted to start the video a little bit earlier. And with that, we're off to Los Santos Customs to see what we can customize on this beauty. But before we do that, let's see what type of drivetrain we're dealing with here. And no surprises, because this is in fact a muscle car. It's a rear-wheel drive. And with that, Los Santos Customs, here we come. And on our way there, I'm going to be sharing with you my thoughts and impressions of the stock version of the ZZ-8. And so far, I gotta say, not bad. Something that I would be remiss if I don't try is to see if we can launch the car. So let's just test that one out now. Yep, we can, and there's just a little bit of a lift-off on the front wheels. But that's probably going to be improved after we fully customize this. But let's see. This is, by the way, the first vehicle in this DLC that's part of the muscle car class category, which is pretty cool. Something else that I want to point out is that the vehicle feels rather, I don't want to say slow, but kind of. Don't get me wrong, it feels fine for a muscle car, but I've been spoiled by these sports vehicles that have been released over the past several weeks. So maybe my impressions of it are kind of jaded. But yeah, it doesn't feel great. The traction feels surprisingly on point. The brakes feel fine. But there's something about the acceleration of the vehicle that leaves a lot to be desired. But maybe that's going to be improved when we upgrade it. Who knows? And here we are, and as I said before, the ZZ-8 is part of the muscle car class category in GTA Online. As for how much you can sell it for, a big loss. So no surprises there. We're going to be repairing the vehicle and upgrading all the performance options up front. This way we don't forget anything. And as for the color of the vehicle, this is the color that the car comes with. Basically, I wanted to be as faithful as possible to the stock image that we see on the Southern San Andreas Super Autos website, where we can purchase this. And with that useful piece of information, customizing. And here are all the front bumper options, or the front splitter options, depending on how you want to look at it. But it is the front splitter options. This, by the way, really grinds my gears when Rockstar calls something front bumper options and it's only like front splitters. Like, this is the same thing as what we're seeing right now. This isn't the rear bumper. This is the rear splitter of the vehicle. That's a big difference. Exhaust. Okay, we can customize. Ooh, I really like the titanium stock exhaust. Yeah, we're definitely going to be going with this one. Hood. Okay, we have several different hood options. Something that I want to also mention is that I haven't been impressed by anything released from this DLC in terms of customization. So the DLC has been kind of a letdown in this aspect. Maybe I just want to go for a cleaner look. Let's see how this one's gonna look. Secondary color, liveries. Here are all the stupid liveries you can waste your money on. I mean, here are all the liveries you can choose from. Scratch that last part. Okay. Mudguards. You can put mudguards on your vehicle if you choose to do so for some reason. License plate. Of course, your own black. And the roof. Ooh, we have 2 roof options. Okay, let's go with the carbon one. And the roof itself, we can go topless, kind of. And we can go with the solid roof. But I like how the stock one looks, so we're going to be definitely keeping that. Side skirts. We have, once again, several different options. At least this one is labeled correctly, because those are, in fact, the side skirts. Let's go with this one. Sunstrip. I don't really like to put sunstrip on my vehicle, but, well, you have the option to with this one, if you choose to do so. Spoiler, and this is the only actual visual customization that has any impact on the traction. So that's something that should be noted, I guess. It just doesn't matter which one you choose, as long as it's not the stock spoiler. Okay, somebody was overcompensating when they did this one. I think I want something like this. Primary. Actually, I wanted secondary, and no, I'm not gonna spend $20,000 more. Suspension. We can lower the vehicle, basically slam it to the ground, which is what I'm gonna do, as a matter of fact. Transition trunk. We can... no, thank you. Turbo, I think we did that. We sure did. Wheels, kind of like those, so I don't really care. Something that I want to mention is that when we change the window tint, you see the rear reflector on the side of the vehicle also changes color. I think that's pretty neat. You see that? On the rear of the vehicle? And also the front of the vehicle, the reflector on the front changes color. That's a cool attention to detail right there, in my opinion. So we're going to be going with the light smoke tint, and it's time to respray the vehicle. Now let's see, what color do you want to make this one? Actually, what color do I want to make this one? Ooh. Don't mind if I do. Secondary color, maybe something matte. Let's see, since this is going to be the only forest green. Actually, you know what? Not bad. Crew emblem, why not? It's free after all. Ooh, I really like how I just noticed it says the name of the vehicle on the side of it. You know what, guys? I really like what we have here. And here we are on the outside, and of course it's raining. Why is it perfect? Because this is a rear-wheel drive muscle car. And something that I mentioned before is how it's gonna launch after fully upgrading it. This is how. It can do a proper wheelie now. Whoopsie daisy. Okay, let's pretend that didn't happen. And wow, the car is so slidey, but it's normal because it's once again a rear-wheel drive vehicle in the pouring rain. So keep that in mind when you are listening to my thoughts on the vehicle and how it behaves. But it feels quite slidey, which is once again normal for these weather conditions. But more importantly, I feel a lot more power coming from the rear wheels, which is, I want to say, weird, considering that we didn't, I mean, we customized it, we upgraded everything, but I don't know, usually upgrading a vehicle doesn't have this big of impact on the performance of it. It really feels like a completely different beast. The brakes are still okay, the traction is still, again, for the weather conditions, good. But the biggest improvement I see so far is the way the vehicle accelerates, which is good. And I gotta say, this is one of the most manageable vehicles when it comes to wheelies that I've ever seen in the game. Look at this. This is full throttle. This almost never happens with other vehicles, at least vehicles that I've tried with. Wow. I gotta say, this one is really fun to drive around with, and the customization wasn't that disappointing, aside from the vehicle not having rear and front bumper options, because let's face it, those Rockstar are splitters. There's a difference. So yeah, as for is this vehicle worth it, $1.3 million. I guess if you're a big fan of like the vehicle this one is based on, the Firebird, I guess it's worth it. If you're not, there are other muscle cars that have better customization, are faster, and just in general are, you know, objectively better. But if you're a fan of what you see here, I guess it is worth it for $1.3 million. If you don't have the money though, I don't know. I'm kind of up in the air if I'm gonna keep this one, if I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm more excited, speaking about muscle cars, for the new, I believe it was the Rapid GT Classic, the one that's on the podium currently. I'm more excited for that vehicle than I am for this one, just because I'm a bigger fan of Ford than I am of Pontiac. But that's just me. Is this vehicle worth it? Meh. That's my opinion. Meh. And with that, we're gonna be, as a matter of fact, ending the video. I hope this video helped you out making your decision whether you want to purchase this one or not. If that's the case, please don't forget to leave a like. Please leave a comment letting me know. Thank you so much for watching. I am off to making the review video for the new podium vehicle, and I'll catch you all in the next one. You know what? I made up my mind. We're selling this one.